Hey everybody, it's Kathy Champion and you're back in my craft room here at Random Acts of Crafting, and I am thrilled to be back with another installment on our cookbook. I actually was trying to see if pages would fit and exactly what measurements I needed for this, because I hadn't worked this all out. So I did the first 2 pages, but we still have plenty of pages to work on. I'm actually going to come back here and start working forward. And I realized after I did these 2 pages, which are actually 4 pages, because you have one here, one here, one here, and one here. So that I count that as 4 pages. Plus we're going to do some inserts, some little tabs that's going to fit right here and fold over. So we're going to have lots of space in this book to put lots and lots of recipes. So I think the thing would be deciding what pages you want what recipes. So since we have 9 pages, I am going to divide mine up into 3 sections, and I think I'm going to do main, side, and desserts. And I think we can pretty much get most everything in to those 3 categories. And the reason I thought I would do that, that would keep everything even. If you have soups, or you can decide whether you think it's a main dish soup, you might even want to take 1 page and dedicate it to soups. In your main dishes or in your side dishes, whichever way. Some of us have more dessert recipes, some of us have more side recipes, and a lot of us have more main dishes or entree recipes. So you can customize this book to suit you. And I know I had what my inspiration for making this book was the recipe swap. But as I got to thinking about it, not everybody participated in that, so how unfair to all my other viewers that did not participate. I'm going to do this cookbook as though I was making it for anybody. And just remember, those of you who did participate in the recipe swap can very easily break the recipes down in more than more categories, and then be able to make it work in this book as well. So without any further ado, I'm going to tell you what size page you need to cover this. And I decided, instead of using all of my pretty paper, I'm going to use some craft as the cover sheet for these, and I might even pick some reds and maybe even a green, because I think we can get a lot of colors in there. So for our page, we are going to need, which is very simple, the pages are basically a half a sheet of 8.5 by 11. So they're going to be 8.5 by 5.5. So all you need to do is, on the 11-inch side, you need to cut this down to 5.5. And this is going to give you exactly what you need to cover these pages. Just like that. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some other colors, and I'm going to come in, and I'm going to do maybe I'll do this middle let's see, we got this one. I'll do this one, and then I'll put a piece of colored paper on this one, and then we'll do the other 2 in a color. I think that will make our pack, our collection pack, which is our Happiness is Homemade, go a little bit further. And Happiness is Homemade. I get this mixed up with that other pack all the time. This one is Homemade with Love. And for any of you that are just starting to watch this series, this pack of paper is available in my store, along with the dots and stripes, which I use the dots and stripes here and here. So any of those can be, and I made the binder for this little front cover with the dots and stripes. So, and we're probably going to incorporate some more dots and stripes in here as we go. So let me, let's go ahead and glue down this page, and then I'm going to grab some more colors. But I just wanted to show you how easy it is to put these pages in. And what I did is I just took my ruler and I measured, because I want this to go right to there, but I also want it to come out to the edge of this. And as you can see, we have a nice little pocket right there that we can actually put a tab in, or we can stick another sheet in. Now, it would have to be a little bit smaller. You'd have to cut that down to about 8 1/4 for it to fit in there. But it will fit, and it makes a nice little insert to your cookbook. Okay, so I'm going to just press these down like this to kind of give me a little bit of a flat area to work. And I'm just going to take some art glitter glue, and I'm going to just put glue all on the back of this. I guess everybody's excited about Thanksgiving. We are about a week away. Now, I do want to let everyone know that I will be out of town for Thanksgiving. We're going to Florida to my daughter's home, and we're going to celebrate Thanksgiving with her and her husband and their new additions, their puppy dogs. I might have told y'all that in the last video. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm really not, I'm kind of dreading the trip, but I am looking forward to seeing my oldest daughter, Angel. It's been probably a couple of years since I've actually seen her. Now I'm not going to put this one on here. I'm going to skip over maybe to this one and put this here. And all we're doing is just gluing that down on top. And we're going to come back and do embellishments and some different things. And what I am thinking about, I'm going to make this a waterfall cookbook. So I'm going to take recipe cards and I'm going to waterfall them on every page. And on the top of your waterfall, you can put what the dishes are, whether they're main dishes or, and you can just go main dishes continued and run them down and so forth. So I think this is going to be a really neat way to put this book together, and we're going to keep it kind of simple. I think a lot of times when people are crafting, they sometimes have a tendency to want to make things a little bit harder than what they actually are, and we don't want to do that. We want to keep it simple. And let's see, did we do the spoons? The spoon and fork and knife. I don't think so. Okay, so we're going to use that one here. And remember, we just need to cut this down to 5 1/2. Let's see what we got. I always have to move my cookbook because this is really a nice size cookbook. I think everybody's going to love the size of this, and I so hope that y'all are making this along with me. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it off at 8 1/2. No, let's see, 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. Yeah, this way. I just want to make sure that my orientation is right. I don't want to get it off. Okay, that's 8 1/2, and now we can cut this down to 5 1/2. And save all of your little pieces like this, because we are going to use those for different things in our book. And I think it's going to be so cute. So this one I'm going to glue maybe here. I'm thinking I might do a solid color there. So, how about there? I love it next to this craft color. Yeah, let's put this one here. Though I don't think it really matters the paper. It just has to be something that you like. So, do this and make it yours. This is your cookbook, so make it how you want it. I basically wanted to give you the construction of the book, the measurements, the binding system, and how to put your pages in. So, and I think we have pretty much covered that in the last couple videos. So, I know it looks like I'm putting a lot of glue on here, but I promise I am scrubbing that glue, and it's very, very thin. See that? It looks like a lot more than it is. I'm going to just stand that up so that that piece goes down right to there. And I'm just using the warmth of my hand to mash that down. And let me grab some other colors of cardstock that I feel that will coordinate with this, and we'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and what I did is I just went over my stash of papers, and I pulled these Brutus Monroe papers. This is the Midnight, which is a blue, and this is the Wagon, which is like a rusty red, and then this one is a very pretty, it's called Aberdeen, I think, and this is Jurassic. So I pulled these 4 colors, and I'm going to go back through here and decide what I want here. And I think I'm going to do really needed a teal, but I did not have any teal paper. Let me go back and look. I am thinking if I had some of this green or teal, that color would be beautiful in our album. I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and use what we got first. I'm going to use that Wagon on this next page. So I'm going to cut this down just like we did the last piece. We're going to cut it down to 5.5. And I'm going to just take and put one piece there. I think I'm just going to go ahead and cut my pieces, and then we will put these in. I think this one would look good right there. And how about this navy? I don't know if I want the navy or if I want just a piece of black in it. You know, black always looks good with everything. Us girls know this. And I do have some black right here. I need to invest in some teal cardstock, and I love the heavy duty stuff. So, and I might have a sheet over in my 12 by 12 stacks. I just haven't, I didn't take the time to look at those because I really wanted to get back. I wanted to get this video up yesterday, but I was suffering from headaches like you would not believe yesterday, and I was not productive. And anybody that has chronic headaches, I feel for you, because I am right there with you. Not a good feeling at all. But you know, it's something we deal with. We have to. Oh, here's a pretty teal piece, and we've got that mixer. So I wonder if we could get. I don't think we can get 2 pieces out of that. We could if we bordered it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to border this in a different color. And see, when you don't have the right size paper, improvise. So I'm going to cut this down because I want to use the front and the back. And this piece is, let's see if I can measure it for you. It is 7, right at 7.5. So we are going to cut this to 5.5. And then I think I am going to, let's see which color paper I want to border that with. That's not quite wide enough. This one is. I'm going to cut, let's see where we're at. We need a piece right here. So we're going to need an inch, about an inch. That is 5.5, and I believe this is 5.5 because we just cut that. So we're going to turn it this way and cut an inch. And I'm going to cut 2 1-inch strips off of this. And you also could look in your scrap bin to get these pieces. Let me move this out of the way, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to construct this. I'm sure you already got it, but we're going to go through it anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 5.5 inch pieces, and I'm just going to lay them at the top and the bottom, and then we're going to lay that piece over top of them. So let's just put some glue down. And glue this in. just like that. And then we're going to do the same thing with this one. And just glue that in just like so. Now we're ready to take this piece and put it in just like that. I love that. I think that adds a little character to our page. So let's scrub our glue on. I sure hope everybody has gotten stocked up on their art glitter glue. If this is what you use, you want to make sure that you've got a good supply of it during your winter months because it doesn't ship well. I think Amazon will ship it any time of the year, but the manufacturer does not guarantee the glue in temperatures below 40 degrees, and we have been hovering day and night right around that 45 degree, and I'm in the south, so I know places up north are faring a lot worse than that. I think I'm going to put this piece here because I like the contrast of the two. And this is exactly how you make your album. You just kind of pull your papers out, look and decide what you want where. And you know, what I like and what you like might be two different things, and that's okay. The difference in each person's creativity and the way that the colors that they choose is what makes your crafting yours. So I always say don't judge what someone else does. Just, you know, if you want to do it your way, but let that individual do it their way. So, and it's okay. We all come together as a crafty family, and we share our ideas with each other, and that's what our little crafting community is all about, is sharing and loving one another. And I am so blessed to have y'all as. Now this piece, I want to make it a little bit bigger statement at the top, so I'm going to do 2-inch strips on this one. And the reason I want my mixers to be going in the right orientation, so let's grab our trimmer, and I am going to cut these at 2. And 2. And see, by doing things like this, you can really make your paper, you can stretch your paper a lot further than you normally would be able to. So let's bring this back. Oh, I need to cut this down. This needs to be at 5.5. And we're going to have just a little strip off of that, and that's okay. Oops, I did that the wrong way. I did not do that at 5.5, did I? Nope, I sure didn't. That's okay. Now we'll have 2 strips off of it. And we will use these strips, I promise. Alright, I want this one to go right here. And we are going to put these 2 strips over top. So this one is going to go right there. And then this is going to live on top of that. So let's glue these down first, just like we did before. It's just an inch bigger because our page was a little shorter. And the reason for that, it would have fit if I had turned it sideways and I wouldn't have had to trim anything off of it. But I just wanted my mixers going in the right direction, the right orientation, so I chose to do it like this. And, you know, as I said, there's no right or wrong way when you are crafting, because it's your creativity. It's what you like, and it's your taste, your style. So make it yours. One of Meme-isms is you do you, and I am so on point with that saying. You do you, because nobody else can be you, and God made you special. He made you totally you, your personality. Embrace it. You don't have to be someone else. go ahead and drop this on just like that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, now I'm going to do another black page right here because I love that contrast. I think it just looks really pretty, and you see how we're saving a lot of our pattern paper because I want to do recipe flips with some of it, and let's put a little bead down the side here, make sure we get that, and over here. I'm just going to rub that down just like we did before because you just want that glue to make sure that it sets into the page. And now, did I get that down too far? I did. No problem, just ease it up, and we're going to re-glue that. And I'm going to run a bead of glue right here. I got that too far over into that fold, and it was causing a little resistance, so I'm just going to come back and put glue right on this page. And let's try this again. You want to make sure you're going right to that line but not over it. And a good way to do that is to stand your page up like this when you're putting it down. That way you can see where it's going and make sure it doesn't get into that crease. There we go. Alright, so all of these are done. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's see, what do we want to put on this page? Let me see. I could definitely pick up on the teal again. I like this. Tell you what, let's do this. I'm going to cut a 5.5 inch piece off of this. And let's get the branding strip off first. Anytime that you're crafting, and I'm sure y'all know this, it's always a good idea just to cut this branding strip away first. Because if you don't, that is going to get in your way somewhere in your cutting. So I just make it a habit to cut that away first. Let's see, does this have an orientation? I really don't think it does because it looks like the pots are going every different direction. So I am going to do 5.5. And then I'm going to cut this down to 6. And we're going to have 2 pages for the price of 1. So we can actually put one here and one here. And we're going to need those 2-inch black strips again. And let's see, this one is not quite there, but let's cut it down. And we've got plenty of black cardstock, so let me grab one more piece of black. And we are going to cut this in half at 5.5. And I'm going to cut me a 2-inch strip off of this piece. And let's see. Let's go ahead and get these glued in. Put my little stopper topper over there. And let's rub some glue on this one. And I'm just going to put this at the top. So I'm just continuing to work these pages and getting them all stuck in. I'm going to finish decorating my pages, and when I finish, I'll be right back, and then we will make some waterfalls and dividers and things like that. So hang tight, we'll be back. Hey everybody, we are back, and I wanted to show you what I have done thus far. I'm going to pull that out because that's going to be on this next portion of our video. But here's our pages, and as you can see, each page has an opening where we're going to do some really neat stuff with putting some fold outs and different things. But each page is covered, and that one looked like it wanted to come up a little bit, and we don't want that, so I'm going to stick a little glue, and that's what you want to do. You want to close your book up and then come back, and if you see any places that look like they're wanting to come up or are just not here the way you want them, then you want to go back in and do that. But you can see that each page has its cover, and we have got some really neat things that we can do here. Now I am going to start at the back, and the reason for that, I want to work my way to the front. And I went ahead while I was cutting and getting these pieces on, I went ahead and cut this piece out. This is that measurement piece that we have, and I thought this would be great just to go into the back of our book. So I am actually going to glue this flat down right here, because I think this is a great place to have this bit of information, and you know we can always use it. You know, a lot of us have basic, if you've been cooking for years, as like I have, you have basic measurements that you know by heart. You know, it's simple. 3 teaspoons equals 1 tablespoon. You know, things like that. But this thing tells you there's 48 teaspoons in a cup. There's 16 tablespoons in a cup. 8 fluid ounces equals 1 cup. And a pint is 2 cups. So it breaks down and tells you all different kinds of measurements that might be a little bit different than what you're used to. So I think this is a very useful piece right there. Now I also took a piece of cardstock that is, and let's measure this out to make sure that I've got it correct, 5.5 by 8. 5.5 by 8. Now this 5.5 by 8 piece, I put it in my scoreboard and I scored it at 1/2 inch. Let me make sure. Yep, at 1/2 and 7/8. So this was 1/2 and this is 7/8. And what this is going to allow us to do is to have a gusset. And how cute is it going to be to hang this? And we're going to put some sticky tape on it so that it will hold. But look at that. You can put this page in with that gusset there, be able to open it up and fill this with recipe cards, or I am all about doing a waterfall. So I have decided that this particular cookbook is going to be waterfall throughout. So I am going to put this one in, and I'm going to show you exactly how I'm going to do it. I want to get glue, but I only want my glue to be on this tab right here, not on that piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold that down, and I'm just going to work my glue back and forth in my little up and down zigzag pattern, just like that. And then I'm going to hold this open. If you notice, I angle cut this piece so that it would slide in here easy, which it does. It will fit right in there, just like that. Now once you get that in there, you're just going to want to press that down, just like that. You might even want to bring it over. You can use your bone folder to help adhere it. Now what you don't want is this side to have sticky on it. This is only going to be coming toward this back page right here. And this is almost like it's giving us another page here to do other things on. So see how cool that's going to be? And now we still have this pocket, but I don't think I want to put anything in this pocket because what I have in mind for it is something like this. We're going to put a tab like that. And I'm going to put a cute little tab on the outside edge of this for the pull. And we're going to put some neat recipe cards on that. Here, I really want to use one of these pretty cards, and I think I want this one. How cute would that be right there? So I'm not going to actually stick this down permanently. I'm going to use a little bit of my low pack. Let's see if I can find it. I know I had a little green container of low tack, and I don't know where I put it. Oh, heavens to Betsy. I always seem like I have that problem. I never can find what I need when I need it. But that's okay. We are going to adhere this card to this, and we are going to decorate that with some of our stickers. So I'm going to pull off my sticker page. I think I'm going to do let's do this one, and we're going to call this The Kids Love It. I love this. I think this is going to be so cute adhered on here with maybe this little sticker right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this to the top, and this could be a favorite recipe of your kids. Now, when my kids were coming up, my fudge and my chocolate chip cookies were their favorites. But this is going to adhere to this page right here. Now, I don't, like I said, I don't want to write on this right now because, I'll tell you what let's do. Let's use some paper clips just to clip these in. And we'll go back later after we put our recipes, we can write our recipes on them. But I'm just going to paper clip that right there for now. And we're probably going to bring it down a little bit because we want that to live there. Now we still have this side. And we have this page, and I left this page like this because I want to do recipe cards that will actually fall like a waterfall. And if any of y'all have seen waterfalls, which you have if you followed me in my Christmas album, and let's see, do I still have that laying here close by where I can reach it? I do, it's right here. And for anybody that doesn't know what a waterfall is, this will give you a very good, this was my Christmas album that we made earlier, and this right here is a waterfall. Anytime you have your little cards, and I want to do recipe cards in a waterfall, I ran into a little bit of a problem this morning because my printer won't print. We got new internet service, and I connected my printer to the new service, and I've done all the troubleshooting, but for whatever reason, my printer will not print. And I have some beautiful little recipe cards already done up that I want to use for my waterfall. So it's basically going to be, those are too big, but let's say if these were recipe cards, they would fall down this page. I actually always start at the bottom. So I would start here, and then I would put a tab that would go here, and I'd butt that up against that. And they would all be the same size, so they would look very neat. But these need to be recipe cards that we've already filled out. The reason for that is once you get them in this book and they're in the waterfall format, it's going to be very hard to get in there and write. So these are things that need to be filled out as you do your book. So I am going to show you some more items like that. I also want to show you how we can scallop a page like this. This one I'm going to leave as is. But if we put another one in, let's say we put one in right here. And let me cut another piece of cardstock. I've got lots and lots of cardstock here to help me work through this album. So I am going to bring my trimmer up, and we're going to cut this page in half. So that's going to be at 5.5. Just like that. And now we know this is 8.5, so we're going to cut this down to right about 8. Just like that. And I want to get some dies because I want to show you how cute it would. Well, I'll tell you what, let's try it with a punch. Let's try doing this with a punch. If you have any of the border punches, they will work beautiful on something like this. So let me grab out, let's do this one. This is a really cute border punch. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my scoring first because I want to score. Well, let's go ahead and punch first. Let's go ahead and punch. And I'm going to start off just right in the middle. And it looks like I don't have enough of gas in my tank to push through that. So let me pull it over here. And I may have to stand up. And sometimes you do when you're crafting. Sometimes you have to stand up so you can get that in there. Now once we do that, we're just going to line this up. And every time you line that up into your punch, you're going to be on the right place to punch your next one. And then you're going to do the same thing here. You're going to line that up just like, maybe like that. I'm going to try to sit back down and see if I can do this last one. And what I might need to do is just go ahead and sharpen this punch a little bit and make it a little bit easier on myself. Nope, I gotta get the leverage to stand up. I'm sorry. Okay, now that pretty much did that one. So my phone is making all kinds of noise. I'm trying to find out what was going on at my front door to make my doorbell go off, but something was going on out there. Probably one of the neighborhood kitty cats decided to come up and visit. They come up real often for visits. But anyway, we are going to take this and line it up right here. And you always want to make sure you line those up just absolutely as close to that edge as you can. Matching. Basically, you're going to want to match that with that. Just like that. And let's see if we can, see if I hold it up, if I can get better leverage on it without moving it. And you have to be careful because you will punch the back of your hand or the inside of your hand with this. It will get in there and clip it. That's the reason I like to do it, you know, flat down, because it is a little bit painful. So I pinched my hand pretty good just now. Look at that right there. We can get injured in our craft room. Everything from pinches to bruises to everything in between. Okay, I'm going to raise up again. And there we go. Okay, this makes for a really cute little decorative edge on your little binder or your little extra page, your insert. So I love these for that reason. I think they're so cute. I am going to rake my trash off and hopefully I can get as much of this as I can in my hand. I'm sure what my hand doesn't get, the floor will catch. And then I'll be back in here with my little handheld vac trying to clean up my little pieces and my mess. But I am a messy crafter. I make a mess when I craft, but I'm also one of those people that have to clean it up before I can move on. So I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to show you how I fold this. I mean, how I put my score lines in. I'm just going to grab a bone folder, a styling tool, and I'm going to come in here at a 1/2 inch. You want to get your finger up in there and kind of hold that, and just score that all the way down at a 1/2 inch. This cardstock is very thick. This is the Brutus Monroe, and it was in the craft, I believe this was Brutus Monroe. It's heavy, whichever brand it is. So we're going to do a 1/2, and we're going to do a 7/8. That 7/8 between the 1/2 and the 7/8 is going to give you that little gusset that's going to allow your book to, for you to be able to get some extra stuff in there to fill it up. So that's why when I decided to do this, I thought I would try to make this that way so that we could fill this book nice and tight, because there's nothing like a full recipe book. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut right over to that first score line, just like that, and I'm going to do the same thing over here, and that's just taking out that bulk right there so that when we go in with this little gusset, it will actually go into our little slot a lot easier. And there is our gusset, just like that. Isn't that cute? Now let's make it come to life, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do. Recipe book back over. Now we did one here, so I'm not going to do one here. I'm going to flip over to this page, and I'm going to put one in this way. So this one is going to go in just like that, and we're going to glue that in, and then this will give us another really nice page to put some recipes on, to decorate. Another recipe card would be cute in here. An extra waterfall in here. There's just, so many things that we can do with this recipe book. Like I said, this is such a versatile album, not just to be a recipe book, but to also be a beautiful, beautiful album. So I am going to come in here and I'm going to put glue on that tab, the tab that we angle cut, and then I am going to slide that in, just like this, and then we'll bring it up and kind of even it out so that we have kind of an even Steven. And see, we don't want it to glue this side because we might have plans for that side as well. But now we've got another wonderful little gusset there that will help hold more stuff. Look how cute this is. These pages are coming together, I think, so good. I am going to grab some different shades of paper, and I'm going to cut me enough to do maybe 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 more of these. Oops, that one didn't stick. What happened? Did we not press that down enough? Evidently not. So let's put that in there. And we're going to press it, press it, press it. Make sure that did stick. Okay, I think we got it this time. I love that pattern on there. I think it's so, so cute. So, I'm going to go ahead and go off camera, and I'm going to see if I can put on about maybe 4 more of those, and I'll go ahead and get those edges punched if I decide to punch the edge, and then we will be right back. Okay, everybody, we are back. And I did run into a couple of little glitches in my attempt to print out some recipe cards. For some reason, my computer and my printer does not want to communicate with each other, so I wasn't able to get the cards printed like I wanted. That did set me back just a little bit, but let me go back over what I have done. Now, I haven't put any of the inserts like these, where I have them that fold out like this, anywhere but like every third page. I did do a flip up here, another fold over right here, and a fold over here. And if you notice, all of the paper is the paper from the paper pack, Homemade with Love. And I did that one. Y'all were with me when I did that one. And then this one, you were with me when I did that one. I did do some of them where I cut the little decorative edge on them. This one I did. I found that I was afraid that if I did too many like that these would tear over time of flipping. So at that point, I thought maybe that wasn't such a good idea. But you know, I'm doing this, so hopefully we're learning as we go, and I'd rather for it to be my mistake than yours. So I thought maybe we're better not to do too many of those. But as you can see, our book looks really good. It looks nice and thick and full. Putting this gusset on here will allow us to have more in between the pages, and we have this wide gusset here that was at 1/2 inch. When we were doing our binding system, which works out great because it does give us room to have that bulk in the middle without bulking our book up too much. So I am just so thrilled so far with the way this is progressing. Like I said, I had some setbacks with doing my recipe cards. So I got to thinking, I have a stamp, and I do. I have this stamp that is a recipe card. This is an old red rubber, I won't say it's old. I did get this at Hobby Lobby when they had some of their clearance sales, and I saw it and thought, hey, that might come in handy. Guess what? Today was the day. So I am going to put my, my old green mouse pad right there. I'm going to put a recipe card right in the center, and I'm going to bring my ink pad. I'm going to slide that up just a little bit. Hopefully I can stay in camera so you can see all of this happening. I'm going to ink this up, and I'm going to be very careful not to smear my ink. I don't want to rub it. I just want a really good impression onto this card, and I really want something crisp. So this was a little bit more work than what I was anticipating doing, but I did want to get this recorded today and hopefully up tonight or first thing in the morning, because I know everybody's anxious to want to get these recipe books going. So now that I have this ready, I'm really kind of debating if I need to put the recipe card on top of this, or if I want to and then put the mat over it and press it. I'm going to try it this way first, and then we'll try it the other way, and we'll decide which works the best. So I'm going to bring this down. You know, I have a tool that I have not used in ages, and this might be the perfect opportunity to put this little tool to work. Normally with this little tool you use this little paper, and this is from Inkadinkado, and it is a positioner. And normally you would stamp your image on this piece, and then you would set on the shiny side, and then you would set it into there, stamp your image, and then place your image wherever you want it on your card, line this up, lift this, and then stamp. I think all we need to do is put it right there, and I'm hoping that's going to help me get a nice even press on this. So let's try that and see. And sometimes with these bigger stamps, it is harder to get a good image than it is with the smaller ones. But let's move that out of our way, and I'm just going to press, and having this mat under it, I'm hoping it's going to make the difference in having a good image versus a not so good image. I'm going to put this little piece back in my box. Oh, that's so pretty. I am very pleased with the way that turned out. So I don't mind doing the rest of these like that, since we know that we can get them. Another thing, no, we can't put it in the Misty. I was going to say, another easy way to do it would be if this would fit in the Misty. And I have often thought about taking my wooden rubber stamps off of the block and actually making them into just red rubber stamps without the block. But that's a lot of work. And there's something about a good red rubber stamp that just on a wooden block that just feels good in your hand. Maybe it's old school. Who knows? But anyway, let's get this in here. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come straight down, then move that out of the way. And then I'm just going to press this down and press it down and press it. I was real impressed with the first one. I think it turned out beautiful. I like this recipe card. I think it looks very homey, just like this book. Okay, let's hope this did good, and it did. Oh, I'm so happy that these are turning out so well. So I'm going to go ahead and finish doing my cards, and when we come back we will create some waterfalls, and I'll show you how to decorate your book. Hopefully within the next 1 to 2 more videos we will call this book done. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the video right now, and I'm going to finish stamping these cards out. So when I come back in the next video, I will have this done, and we will be ready to put these in into a waterfall format. And in between now and then I can kind of gauge how many we're going to need, because I know we're going to need quite a few recipe cards. We want this book to be nice and full and thick with room left over to put all of our favorite recipes. So as I always tell you in closing any of my videos, God bless you so much. Thank you once again for tuning in to one of my very long videos. It seems like the ones that you do with the series like this does go on quite a bit longer than the ones that we do that's just an ornament, or this one does look like it needs trimming. And that's the good thing about this. You can take these and put them into your trimmer and even them off if they need to be. These cards, just so you'll know, are 3 3/4 by 5. So 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And I measured my block to get the dimensions that I would need. So like I always say when we're closing off a video, God bless you all. Thank you so much for watching. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please look down below and you will see a place down there where you can click on that subscribe button, and it just helps me with my followings. It helps me with my status with YouTube and as a YouTube creator. I know they're going to be doing some changes coming up, and I don't want to be one of the creators that might get bumped because I don't have the 1,000 subscribers yet. I just started in June. I'm loving my journey, and I want to carry on with all of you and with all of my new friends that are coming on. Thank you so much for subscribing, for liking, for sharing. I know some of you have been sharing my site on your Facebook page, Instagram. Please continue to do that. It's the word of mouth that gets out that helps spread my channel and grow my channel, and I appreciate you so much for that. And I just want to give you a great big thank you from the bottom of my heart. Also, I am going to reward one lucky subscriber with a wonderful prize package as soon as I reach 500. And I think as of this morning, I was up to 423. So we've got about 77 more subscribers to reach that 500. And that prize package, if you have not entered, please look for my video that's entitled, or not entitled, but titled, Let's Talk. And in that video, you will see the entire prize package. You will see exactly what you need to do to enter. And I invite you to come and be a part of our crafty family. We love you. We love all of our subscribers. And don't forget, if you need to pick up supplies for this book, you can get the dots and stripes, as well as the Homemade with Love paper pack at my store, randomactsofcrafting.com. The link will be in the description below, along with the measurements and everything else. I want you to be a success, and in order for you to be a success, I need to be a success. So I so badly want you to grow in your crafting abilities, and also I want to share with you the love in my heart that I have, that I want to share with everyone out there, and that love comes from Christ. And I just want to take this minute to say I'm so thankful that I can call myself a Christ follower, and that I love the Lord with all my heart, and I want to share His love with as many of you as I possibly can. So until we meet again, be a blessing to someone, and let everything you do and say bring glory to Him, because He is so worthy. So until we craft again, God bless. Bye-bye for now.